Have you ever had a moment where everything suddenly clicked? You were stuck for weeks, months, maybe years, and then in one instant, the weight lifted. That's what we call a breakthrough. Most people think breakthroughs are magic, but here's the truth. They're not magic at all. They're biological. And today, I'm going to show you the neuroscience behind breakthroughs, why they feel instant, why they last, and how you can create more of them. First, let me just share a quick story. One of my clients had built a multi-million-dollar business. She was smart, driven, talented, but every time she went to launch a new offer, she froze. It wasn't that she didn't know how. She had the team, the strategy, the funding, but her body locked up as if hitting publish was life or death. We traced it back to childhood. Anytime she expressed herself as a kid, it triggered conflict in the house. So her nervous system had stored that visibility equals danger. When we released that emotional imprint, the pattern collapsed, and the next day she launched her offer. It became her highest revenue campaign yet. That's what a breakthrough really is. So let's break down what's actually happening in the brain and nervous system. First, your nervous system stores emotional imprints. From birth to about age 7, your brain is mostly in theta state, which is highly impressionable. Whatever you feel during that time gets recorded as the baseline for safety, love, and worth. Second, these imprints are chemical, not logical. They're stored with hormones and neurotransmitters, not just thoughts. And that's why you can know better and still repeat the same reaction. Third, when a breakthrough happens, 3 things shift in the body. The amygdala quiets down, the threat no longer feels like a threat. The prefrontal cortex comes back online, so logic and creativity return because they're no longer hijacked. And new wiring takes over. Thanks to neuroplasticity, the brain starts forming new associations. This is why breakthroughs feel instant. You're not adding something new, you're unlearning what's been running you. Now here's the bigger question. Why do breakthroughs last when other change doesn't? Comes down to 3 pieces of neuroscience. Memory reconsolidation, which is old emotional memories that can be rewritten when released in a safe context. That's why a trigger can lose its charge. Neuroplasticity, new patterns stick once the emotional charge is gone because the old loop doesn't fire anymore. And nervous system regulation. Your body shifts from signaling threat to signaling safety, and that's why energy, clarity, and focus return. This is why someone can stop procrastinating overnight, or why a leader can go from terrified of conflict to handling it with calm authority. It's not magic, it's biology. Another client of mine avoided tough conversations for years. Anytime he had to let someone go, he'd stall for months, costing his company money and morale. When we worked together, we uncovered that as a child, anytime he spoke up, his dad shut him down. So his nervous system had stored conflict with rejection. Once that imprint was released, the fear dissolved. The very next time he had to fire someone, he did it directly, compassionately, and without hesitation. The strategy hadn't changed, but his nervous system had. So here's the takeaway. Breakthroughs aren't about trying harder. They're not about adding another mindset tool or productivity hack. They last because they happen in your biology. When the emotional imprint dissolves, the loop ends, and suddenly you have choice where before you only had compulsion. And that is the real science of change. If you want to experience this for yourself, I've created a tool called the 4-Minute Stress Reset. It's a fast, powerful way to dismantle stress loops in real time. You can grab it in the link in the notes. Because the next breakthrough you're waiting for, it's not magic. It's already in your nervous system, just waiting to be released.